This PowerPoint will cover the Week 11 project for structure and function of the human body. We'll be going over some facts about psoriasis. The very first thing to know is that psoriasis is an autoimmune disease. It affects your skin. What happens when you have psoriasis is that the white blood cells, specifically T lymphocytes, or T cells for short, attack the healthy skin cells in your body. It attacks the skin cells because it thinks that they are bacteria or even foreign objects that shouldn't be in there. When this happens, it increases the production of both white blood cells and skin cells in your body. Once it's attacked those skin cells, it forces them up to the outer layer of your skin. And when this happens, they're pushed way too quickly up to the top, and that's where they form that white, scaly patch of skin. And this process is happening in days instead of the normal weeks that it would take. And with psoriasis, it generally appears between the ages of 15 or 35, but that doesn't mean anything. It could arrive earlier in your life or even later in your life. It often occurs whenever you've been traumatized or super stressed about something. And there's also research being conducted to determine which genes cause psoriasis, because not everybody has psoriasis, so they want to figure out which ways are the best to treat them. And once they've discovered that, they can find easier ways to treat them and pinpoint it to the exact person. There are 5 different forms of psoriasis. The first one is plaque psoriasis. This is the most common form of psoriasis, and this is where it has that white patchy skin that is generally very itchy. It's common on your scalp, lower back, knees, and elbows, although it can occur anywhere in your body. The next form of psoriasis, which is the second most common, it shows up in about 10% of people who have psoriasis, is the Gout psoriasis. This one shows up as little red lesions all over your body. It's not really all over your body, just in specific parts, but it can be anywhere on your body. The next form is inverse psoriasis. This one shows up as like a red, shiny area that generally burns. It appears in any of the cracks in your skin, so like where your armpits are, your knees, your elbows, your butt crack, really any fold in your body. The fourth kind is the pustular psoriasis. It shows up kind of as pus-filled blisters over your body, so it kind of looks like acne, but it's not infectious. It's just the white blood cells that have been pushed up to the body, and it's fairly common on your feet and hands, but it can of course show up in any other areas just like regular psoriasis. And with these last 3, generally you'll have another form of psoriasis with it, so it's not just one form. This one is the most severe case of psoriasis, and if you have it, you should definitely go to the doctor to get it checked out and treated. It causes your skin to become red and kind of blue because it's got all of this going on underneath of it. And it can cause your skin to peel off in large sheets, which is horrible because that's what's protecting your body from any kinds of bacteria and disease. This form is very, very rare, only appearing in 3% of those who have psoriasis. And for treatments for just about any form of psoriasis, is going to be topical creams that either have steroids or not have steroids in them to help slow down the growth of your skin cells. And if the creams don't work, then they do UV lights. That is a much easier form just because you're just sitting there in the UV rays letting it touch your body. This UV one works best for the pustular and the inverse psoriasis since they're not always in the open spots on your body, and creams don't always work as well. For the erythrodermic psoriasis, treatment is very much different. Doctors prescribe a systematic medication, which works throughout the body, not in just one targeted area. And these are the references. Of course, there are other places that you can search for psoriasis, get more information about it, and all of that fun stuff.